Sorry. Hello, hello, hi, geekpreneur. What is going on? Welcome. Happy Thursday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. My name is Sean Azimi, and I'm somebody who used to work in an office 14, 16-hour days, 6 days a week, sometimes even 7 days a week for a long time, until my pancreas quit on me, left me unemployable without anything to fall back on. Now, I help folks start a side gig online and grow it using social media. If you are curious or serious and don't know the ways you can make money online, I have a short video that I put together myself. It's about 9 minutes, I think, and it will give you all your options as far as what's going on online, and then you can pick and choose. You can decide. So the next time you hear the words, you actually are familiar with them. So if that is you, drop the word "me" in the comments, and I'll send you a link to that video. So, sorry. With that, let's go. As you're joining me live, let me know you are here. Would love to know who's here, who's not here, where you're tuning in from. We are live on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Threads. I mean, let's go. Side gig Sean. All right. So, you know, many people, many people get into a network marketing platform, get into a network marketing company, if you would, and many of them stop, quit before anything exciting happens, right? So they really stop before anything exciting happens, and that includes income or even a transformation as far as products are concerned, right? So, and they may leave, just like a job. When somebody gets fired or gets laid off from a job, they usually go and bash the company. I mean, isn't that the truth? I know I've done it. I'm not gonna lie, I've done it, but it's something that it's natural. Or you break up with somebody, right? You break up with somebody. Sometimes, most of the times, let's be truthful, most of the times you bash the person. Their fault, this, right? So it's not any different. It's the same thing with network marketing and direct sales. People leave a company without success and bash the company, bash the products, bash the pay plan, what have you, right? Well, I want to give you a different angle, a completely different angle to this. You could be in a network marketing company you just joined, or you've been in one for a while, you haven't really seen success. And I want to give you two things that are really going to make a difference in your business. Now, these two things are very different than what you are used to hearing. You may hear, oh, you got to prospect more, you don't follow up enough, you're not using the product, you're not this, you're not that. You've heard of all that, right? Drop a one in the comments. In fact, drop a one in the comments if you've heard any of that stuff. Or hey, maybe you've even said those things, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that may not be the most correct answer. And the reason why I tell you that is really this. Most people who bash or hate on, right, a profession, a trend, a business proposal, it's usually because they don't know enough, right? They don't have enough information. How many times have you bashed a person and then you find out more about the person and you're like, oh my gosh, gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know that. Come on. Be truthful. Drop a one in the comments if you've ever done that, right? You bash somebody out and you just like cremate them, right? And then you learn some things about that person and you're like, oh my God, oh man, if I could go back and erase it, I'm really sorry. I really didn't know, right? And your mind completely changes. Yeah, it's the same here. It's the same here. Now, you may bash the company, you may bash the profession, and then you may learn about it, and you're like, whoa, I didn't know that. That's how it is. I didn't know that. You may bash a product, you may just annihilate a service or what this thing does, and then come to find out you try it, or somebody tries it, and you see the transformation in them, and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that. Gosh, that's kind of cool, right? Here are the two things that are going to make a big difference in your success in network marketing. You ready? It's not what you think. The two things that are most important are patience and education. If you don't have enough patience in this type of an industry, this type of a profession, network marketing, direct sales, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You're going to have to develop patience. You're going to have to learn how to be more patient, because even in this profession, they tell you, it usually takes about 7 to 8 touches before a person decides to purchase. What does that mean? That means you got to follow up with this person 8 times. Now, that doesn't mean 8 days in a row, usually, right? Sometimes. But sometimes this 8 times will be a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, right? So that is extreme patience, because we don't have that in our regular jobs. We don't, right? So patience is a big thing, which means you got to be patient with people. When you're patient with people, you can't be frustrated. It's hard to be frustrated when you've signed up for the patient class, right? It just doesn't really go well together. So you being patient is a major part of this deal. And then education. What does that mean? Education means, one, you learn about the profession, you learn about the brand, the company, your products, or the main product that you want to promote. You learn, you educate yourself, and then you can have intelligent conversations with your prospects and educating them either on the profession, on the business, on the model, on the products, the benefits. Educating educating somebody doesn't mean you vomit over them everything. It means you have patience in asking enough questions to find out where they lack information. And that's where you can plug in the education, right? These are so important, because I had a I had two conversations actually today, both of which turned into patience and education. And I could see the sparks on both people's faces afterwards. Like, I could literally see them light up, because they were they were surprised. They were surprised because they had thought differently. Now, does that mean they're going to jump in and join and rock and roll? No, But if they ever were closer to making a decision, it would be now. Because they absolutely understand what's happening, right? And that's the most important thing. So, next time you get into a conversation with somebody, remember, practice patience and education, right? And before you start going out trying to educate everybody, make sure you understand and you can speak well yourself. You get it, like you understand yourself, you're understanding it. And that will be the major player because at the end of the day, most people like, have you ever said this? If I knew what I know today, have you ever said that? If I knew what I know today, I would have fill in the blank. Have you ever said that? Yeah, that's because you didn't have the education, knowledge, experience back then, but you do now. So now you can base your decision on more information, better information. So, with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thought, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. If you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do. Spread the love. Let's go. And yeah, if you're not following me, this is a great time to follow me. You can follow me on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Threads. And I go with Side Gig Sean. So, with that, I am Sean Azimi. I'm somebody who used to work 14, 15 hours shift in an office, cubicle environment for a long time, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, until my pancreas shut down on me, left me unemployable with nothing to fall back on. And it sucked. So now I help folks to start a side gig online and use social media to grow it. In fact, if you're serious or curious, if you're wondering, what are some of the ways I can make money online? What are all these terminologies I hear? Drop the word me in the comments, and I've done a video that's 9 minutes long. I'll send it to you. You can dissect it, you can review it, and it'll give you a real good, clear idea of what's available online, and then we can take it on from there. So, with that, I'm signing off. Until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Bye.